Alexa Bliss teases a gimmick change with a cryptic post on social media. Seth Rollins enjoys NXT 2.0 beginning to use cuss words, and current champion teases potential match with Goldberg in WWE. Hello everyone, Jose G here bringing you today's top stories in today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. To stay up to date with all of our content, be sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Current champion teases a potential match with Goldberg in WWE. Big E thinks his world title win has opened the door for a match with Goldberg in the future. Big E previously stated that he was a fan of Goldberg when he was growing up and has expressed his admiration for the Hall of Famer in the past. The New Day member, while discussing his current run as WWE Champion on oral sessions with Renee Paquette, stated that it's nice to have a fresh challenge following his huge world title win. He believes there's a possibility of him potentially facing WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg in the future, saying, quote, "It's nice that there are a bunch of things that I never like the Goldberg match. When I was making my stupid little comments about big meaty men, I never really thought I'd get the Goldberg match. But now I sit in a position where if I can make enough noise, he's still under contract, we can get that done." End quote. The new WWE Champion understands the frustrations of fans who don't want to see a part-timer performer like Goldberg take another WWE star spot. But Big E thinks he too would be willing to have a deal like that with the Hall of Famer when he's 50 years of age. Big E recently expressed his desire to retire Goldberg in WWE. The New Day star stated that he was a big fan of the WCW icon when he was a kid and feels he would be the right person to give Goldberg a proper farewell from pro wrestling. Seth Rollins enjoys WWE NXT 2.0 beginning to use cuss words. Seth Rollins enjoyed an evening of NXT 2.0 this week and found something different within the content. Last week, Fightful Select reported that Vince McMahon is looking to make NXT 2.0 an edgier product, and they tried to lure in more viewers within the 18 to 34 demographic. You could see this plan take shape on this week's edition of NXT 2.0, as the word shit was used on two different instances. As Seth Rollins watched NXT 2.0 this week, he learned that he possibly has a green light to add some new words to his vocabulary. Braun Breaker used a cuss word in his pre-tape promo, and Andre Chase used it backstage in a response to what happened in his match with Boa when Mei Ying blew smoke in his face to cost him the match. Unfortunately for Rollins, it is unlikely that Fox will allow him to use that word on SmackDown. On last week's edition of SmackDown, Seth Rollins continued to prod Edge, who hasn't been seen since taking the stomp from Rollins 2 weeks ago on SmackDown from MSG in New York. Rollins wants Edge to stand in front of the WWE Universe and admit that his career is over because of Rollins, and if Edge doesn't show up, Rollins will go to Edge's home and beat him up in front of his family. That quickly prompted a response from the rated R superstar. Alexa Bliss teases a gimmick change with a cryptic post. Alexa Bliss's latest social media post suggests that the Raw superstar is in for a character makeover soon. Bliss lost a Raw women's title match to Charlotte Flair at Extreme Rules. The former women's champion suffered more following the match as Flair destroyed her beloved doll Lily. Bliss wasn't used on this week's edition of Monday Night Raw, and rumors are suggesting that she is set to take some time off. Amidst the recent reports, Bliss took to Twitter and Instagram and posted a cryptic message for her fans. The former women's champion shared a quote by Albert Einstein, saying, quote, "Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another," end quote. The line "one form to another" could very well mean that Bliss's current persona is nearing its end and a new one is in the works. Alexa Bliss is one of the most popular superstars amongst the WWE Universe. As always, she's been the case, her replies were flooded with comments from her fans. Most of them are quite sure that Bliss's current gimmick of an evil entity doesn't have much time left. Alexa Bliss transformed into a darker version of herself back in 2020 after being attacked by The Fiend on SmackDown. The duo moved to Raw during the 2020 WWE Draft and later kicked off a feud with Randy Orton. The feud finally culminated at WrestleMania 37, where Alexa Bliss surprisingly distracted The Fiend during the final moments of the match. It led to Orton winning the bout, as well as the rivalry. Bliss went on to introduce the WWE Universe to Lily. The two remained together until the doll was finally destroyed by Charlotte Flair at Extreme Rules. Flair then hinted that she destroyed Lily because she wanted to bring the old Alexa Bliss back. Vince McMahon was surprised at ex-Universal Champion's early WWE gimmick. WWE Chairman Vince McMahon was surprised that former Universal Champion Braun Strowman was one of the Rosebuds at the start of his career. In his recent appearance on the High Spot virtual gimmick table, Strowman, who goes by his real name Adam Scherr, stated that the WWE Chairman noticed him when he was a part of Adam Rose's Rosebuds. But McMahon had bigger plans for Scherr in WWE, saying, quote, "I was a Rosebud. That's what got me seen. Vince himself saw me doing the Rosebud gimmick. He goes, 'Why is this guy doing this?'" End quote. Scherr also talked about his WWE career and how it took a lot of his time to pursue other interests away from the ring. The former Universal Champion, though, misses being inside the ring, saying, quote, "It's kind of cool to have the opportunity just to do stuff. I was very fortunate in my time with WWE, but it was very, very time consuming. I didn't have a lot of time to do other things, so now during my downtime, when I'm trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up, I get an opportunity to go out and, explore different avenues, try different things, and I'm enjoying it. I definitely miss being in the squared circle though, I promise you that." End quote. Strowman was surprisingly released by WWE in June of 2021, just a year after holding his first world title in the company. He hasn't signed up for any promotion so far, but he will be featured in his first match after his release on October 1st, when he faces another former WWE star, EC3. The duo will feature on the show called Free the Narrative 2: The Monster in Us All. There have been reports that Scherr is in talks with Impact Wrestling about potentially joining the promotion in the future. Eva Marie threatens a lawsuit following Shayna Baszler's attack on Raw. Has the evolution of Eva Marie come to an end? Based on the events of WWE RAW this week, it seems like that just might be the case. Following Marie's interference in the Raw Women's Championship match between Charlotte Flair and Doudrop, she was brutally attacked by Shayna Baszler. The Queen of Spades choked out Marie in the ring before she injured the leader of the Evolution using the steel steps, much like she did to Nia Jax the week before. WWE issued a statement on Eva Marie's medical status, saying, quote, "Eva Marie was evaluated after Raw and is being treated for a possible dislocation of her elbow following another brutal attack by Shayna Baszler." End quote. Eva Marie isn't taking this potential injury lightly, as she's already going to social media to threaten a lawsuit against the company. While there's no telling how Eva Marie's proposed lawsuit storyline will go, it could make for an interesting television when she eventually returns. Shayna Baszler has taken out both Nia Jax and Eva Marie over the past 2 weeks. As a result, the two stars might return as a duo later this year to seek revenge. Both Marie and Jax get a tremendous amount of heat from the WWE Universe for various reasons. Pairing the two of them up could be a good direction for both women when they return to the company. For now, all eyes are on the 2021 WWE Draft, as many fans are curious to see which brand Shayna Baszler will be a part of by this time next week. We'll find out soon enough. Thanks for watching today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. For more news stories and exclusive content, be sure you follow us on all social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.